Peace and blessings, beloved. It's your sis Aisha Abdul Rahman. Welcome back to my channel. So these updates are coming fairly quickly from Max. I got glare on my glasses. So shortly after I made my last video, I got a call from Max. I shared some changes that I wanted to make. Like I told them that I didn't want the painting. I asked them to make sure that the electrical was in the greenhouse. And so I got a call this morning at 6 a.m. at Fajr. I was like, okay, I guess I can't go back to sleep. So what I was told is things are progressing very quickly and they're almost done. So I need to book my flight to go back to Sierra Leone. But the problem is the windows are in. So the recent video that I showed you guys, the windows weren't in. I guess that was maybe last week. The lady that I spoke with today, I guess she's maybe the project manager. That's who was in the video. I guess she was coming to look and review my house for me, make sure everything's going. So she said that in that video where she was there were no windows, but she said she went back. The windows are in. They started painting. Ugh. So one side, one duplex, I don't know which one, is painted. She said kind of like off-white color. And the outside is painted like a yellow. They painted over my concrete, guys. They painted over the concrete columns on the outside. They painted over the concrete on the inside on one house. So she said she's going to tell them not to paint the concrete on the other side. So the concern is that if you don't paint over concrete, that it will crack, that it'll do all these things. But I actually want it to do all those things because I like that aesthetic. I like that grungy feeling. I'm fine with it. I don't know. My husband said, because my husband went to school for architecture, so he knows a lot more than I do. He said they want to seal it. So what I think is I'm probably going to have to seal it myself. I really feel like telling them, okay, don't touch anything else. Because I'm a visionary. I have this vision in my head of what I want things to look like. And I feel like if I'm not there, it's not going to be how I want it. Or if I don't do it myself, I have control problems, okay? If I don't do it myself, it's not going to be what I want. So what I did is I asked them to hold off on painting. I'm going to ask them if they can maybe paint the columns outside. I'll put a picture here. I really don't like it. And apparently they've only done the first coat. And then when they heard I didn't want paint, they stopped. And they have to do a second coat. So, not a fan. And I told them, I think for the exterior, I believe I told her go ahead and eventually it's going to have to be repainted and then I'll paint it, fix it how I want. So I'm a little bit stressed out. But so what I did is I went on ChatGPT and I screenshotted the videos that they sent me. And I generated some AI images of what the space is and what I envision. So right now it's just very minimal rough draft, but I want to share with you guys the pictures that I have and the picture ideas that I have. So I know a lot of you have a lot of questions. You're like, how are you gonna get a kitchen in there, girl? So if you're not familiar with van life, if you're not familiar with tiny homes, if you're not familiar with container houses, you're gonna be like, how you gonna get a kitchen in there? So I've stayed in some like hotels that have a kitchenette. They call them a kitchenette or kitchen nook or a mini kitchen. So unless I have an outside kitchen, which I did not want, so that greenhouse space, a lot of people have an outside kitchen. So the Richmond model is what I have. Originally the kitchen is outside and even the bathroom is outside. No ma'am. So I had them bring my bathroom in between them. Originally I was gonna get a Jack and Jill, so you could go to the bathroom from each bedroom. But they wanted to charge me an arm and a leg, and then I figured that would also mess up the wall space that I have for clothes or anything like that. So it's bedroom, bathroom, bedroom, where originally on the Richmond it's bedroom, bedroom, bathroom, and you get to the bathroom from the outside. Me being an American, that's very not happening. I'm not gonna go all the way outside my house to go into the bathroom and then come. We're not doing that. So I'm going to share with you guys the pictures that I generate with ChatGPT. And basically what I had them do is, me and ChatGPT got a fight because I was like, this is not what I asked you to do. Quit playing with me. Literally, if you could see my messages with ChatGPT, it was hilarious. And ChatGPT was like, I understand your frustration. Let's just slow down and take a pause. And I was like, so for the kitchen is where I started. Oh no, I started with the greenhouse with ChatGPT. And I kept saying, hey, stop putting, like, there's windows here, there's doors here. I drew in from the video, hey, this is what my vision is for the greenhouse. Generate an image using the image that I'm sharing with you. ChatGPT had its own idea of what it wanted my greenhouse to look like, babe. So I was like, no, stop putting doors here, stop putting windows there, do this, do this, do that. Eventually, I came up with this. So this is the vision that I have for the greenhouse. The lady who had the project manager, so one thing that they did mess up is the greenhouse, and she's like, well, we need you to sign off and approve this. And I'm like, okay, I think it's fine. But basically, the greenhouse spans the whole back of the house. There's supposed to be a door at the end of the greenhouse for you to go out to the backyard. They have it where the door is actually where all the windows are. So it's like windows, 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 door, windows, which is fine. Kind of like a sunroom. I think it'll be fine. So I plan to sign off on it, but that was not my original plan. That's not what my floor plan has. Got a floor plan. Y'all done had the floor plan for a year. And she's like, well, you know, contractors, sometimes they make mistakes, you know, and I'm like, that's gonna cost money. These mistakes are expensive. So I finally got ChatGPT to help me generate a floor plan, the greenhouse, the ceiling fans I want. I am gonna have the plywood because I believe in terms of insulation from the research that I've done, especially because it is outside technically, it will help to make the heat escape, but I'm gonna have ceiling fans out there, probably 2. Then after that, I had ChatGPT, we got another fight, generate images for the kitchen. And so the kitchen, as I mentioned, is an L shape. And after playing around with the floor plan and playing around with ChatGPT, this is what I came up with. So it is that window, there's going to be a sink under the window. And then the other wall is going to have the stove and probably a mini fridge under the bottom. I don't think I'm going to have room for washer. So I'm wondering if maybe I will get a stackable washer and put it outside in the greenhouse. I'm not sure. Or your girl's just gonna be hand washing or pay somebody to do my laundry. We discovered that's a thing in Sierra Leone last trip. I wasn't comfortable with it, but I put a line out in the back or something. We're gonna figure out a situation to wash the clothes. We got lots of sinks. We can wash the laundry in them sinks. So yeah, I don't believe that there's gonna be space. Plus they have those washing machines you can kind of roll around. We're gonna figure it out. But I don't believe that there is enough space. Like, you guys were concerned and you were like, I don't know how you're gonna get a kitchen in there. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna get a kitchen in there. It's gonna be a little kitchenette kind of sort of situation, but we're gonna figure it out. Worst case scenario, there's that wall kind of in front of the back door. It's ugly and I'm gonna hate it, but yeah, there's that. Like, there's a place to put it. It's just not gonna look good. Then I had ChatGPT do the whole entire living space. So the living room and then the kitchen, and we came up with this. Not a fan of the furniture. I probably won't have a TV. I'm probably gonna have a projector screen. That way it can go away and I can have my artwork up because that's what's important to me. I'm not a big TV watcher. I don't plan to be spending my time watching TV. I'm in Sierra Leone. Can stay, you know, in the US and watch TV. So I probably won't have a TV, but we'll have the couch, coffee table, things like that. And this is very generic furniture. I'm not doing that. But I kind of wanted to get a feeling for it. So one duplex may be more urban. The one I stay in will probably be more urbanish, more to my aesthetic. And the other one will maybe be a little more generic, maybe more natural, more calm, more zen. So I have those two that ChatGPT helped me generate. And then the bedrooms, I did the same thing. The bedrooms are very simple in terms of wardrobes and hanging space. I've gotten some really cute ideas on Pinterest. I think the wardrobes are going to take up a lot of room in terms of the depth that a wardrobe is. So the wardrobe that I had in Ghana, in my apartment in Ghana, it was nice, but it took up a good amount of space off the wall. And these bedrooms are pretty small, so there's probably enough room, you know, for maybe a queen size, probably a full size bed. I don't think we're gonna get queens in there. Full size beds, 2 nightstands. I'm putting ceiling fans. These rooms are for sleeping in. That's about all you're gonna be able to do in them, is sleep in them. So we came up with that design, those designs for the bedrooms. And then I went forward with ChatGPT and had it help me do some landscape ideas. So I'm still brainstorming. These landscape ideas are probably going to be done last. They're not going to be done anytime soon because we're already broke. So the landscape in the front yard, I really like. Keep it clean, simple, low maintenance, not a lot of water usage. But the back, I absolutely love Moroccan riads. I've always wanted a riad, so I'm kind of gonna go for that aesthetic. I think maybe 3-4 years down the line, and get a pool. Since I don't have the beach that I've always wanted, I'm gonna have a pool. I've always had a pool. I swim all the time, and in Sierra Leone I'll be able to swim year round, which is really good. So I came up with this design for the backyard, which I absolutely love. It's really pretty. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I wanted to kind of vent about all the painting that's happening at my houses. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys have some, sorry, that's my chair. I promise I'm not farting. I'm not farting. But maybe you guys have some suggestions, some questions, some concerns. Go ahead and leave them, and I will see you in the next video. Life is good. Have a blessed day.